Hey the realest gang, I'm back with another video, and today's word is you better be appreciative of the fact of God taking people out of your life when you didn't have much, because when you didn't have much, people were growing into their jealousy. People were being toxic to you. People were doing all of these things that you would do only to a person who has much, right? And you had a lot of personality, a lot of riches that weren't even physical riches. You had mental riches, you had spiritual riches. I did a video on, your riches are different, I think like 2 years ago. And I had said that your riches are different. Your riches are not materialistic, none of that. And this is why people are mad. You get what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with God the other day, and he was just telling me, you better appreciate the fact that, even though you miss these people, even though you might think this or think that, you better appreciate the fact that you let these people go when you didn't even have enough. Because God was telling me I couldn't have blessed you within these people being around, because they would grow in their jealousy, they would grow in their envy, they would grow in their hate, they would grow to extremes. And God was telling me the truth. It could have ended in death, and it could have ended in physical death, but also spiritual death, mental death, emotional death. Because what does the enemy come to do with his children of Satan? They come to kill, steal, and destroy you. It doesn't matter if it's physically, mentally, emotionally. If they can't do it physically, they're going to do it emotionally. If they can't do it emotionally, they're going to do it spiritually. So God was telling me, you better appreciate the fact that these people are not in your life. Yes, you might miss the good times. Yes, this, that, and the third. But also remember the bad times. Like, remember the fact of why you cut these people off. You get what I'm saying? And God was telling me, you didn't have much in this season, and people were still hating you. People were still envying you. People were still growing in jealousy. So what do you think was going to happen if I started blessing you in front of these people? Right? God was telling me, and he was reminding me of stories as to where it was a specific story as to where this girl, she was outgrowing her friend in a sense. The friends weren't doing or weren't as successful as the friend was becoming, right? She had owned a shop, a hair shop, and whatever the case may be, and she was growing in her crafts and all of that, right? And God was telling me it could have, led to death, right? Because that jealous spirit is a murderous spirit, as we could see with Abel and Cain. We could see that jealous spirit through David and Saul. We could see that, as to where God favored one of the brothers more than the other, and it made him really jealous, and it made him turn into a killer. He killed his brother, right? So like I'm saying, David and Saul, what did Saul want to do? He seen that God was choosing him, and he started to get jealous, and he wanted to make a point in killing him because of the fact of his gifts and things of that nature. So God was telling me this jealous spirit is nothing to play about. When you sense someone is jealous or envious or any of that, you have to evaluate things, because this jealous spirit can turn murderous, okay? Like I'm telling you in my previous videos, a lot of people are not healed. A lot of people are broken. So they're gonna project their brokenness onto you. God was telling me, people can go to extreme limits. I'm sorry for my voice, y'all. I just woke up, but people can go to extreme limits. And I say this because you just really never know who somebody really is. You never really know what somebody's capable of. But God, sure enough, will reveal to you step by step by step. And the reason why he does this is because he's trying to point out, like, hey, there's danger over here. It's literally like the vision I'm seeing right now is like you're in a pool, right? And there's like sharks all around you. They smell blood. And they're ruminating around you, and you, like, in the vision I'm seeing, like, you're just calm, but you can clearly see the sharks there, right? Ruminating around you. You're just trying to stay calm and think that they're not going to do nothing to you, but they smell blood. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are ravenous animals, right? That really could have no mercy on you. And that's basically what God was telling me, is that this spirit of jealousy is a serious spirit. Like, you have to understand that it can transfer and it can grow if somebody is not, disciplining themselves or holding themselves accountable and things of that nature. And a lot of the times we might not want to perceive things to be this way. We might not, you get what I'm saying? Like, we might not want to tell ourselves the truth. God is always giving us signs. Let me tell y'all something. People who the enemy uses, they talk the most. Oh, Lord Jesus, I'm saying something. I done seen it a lot of times as to where these children of Satan, they always tell on themselves. Even when you don't ask, they're always talking. Because see, one thing about the children of Satan is that they're very prideful. They like to show off. So you have to be quiet and understand what they're saying. Don't just leave it on the surface level. You gotta, have a deeper understanding of what they're really trying to tell you and what they're really exposing themselves unto you too. You get what I'm saying? I say that to say this, y'all. I previously just did a video of be careful of what it looks like, right? Don't be deceived, because it could look like one thing, but down the line it could be another thing, right? And I said this because a lot of people want to come into our lives. I said this because as a chosen one, a real true chosen one, chosen by Jesus Christ, by God, right? A lot of people are going to be attracted to our light. But I said in the video, they're not going to be found. They're not going to be fond of your light. You get what I'm saying? So they're going to try to dim it down. They're going to try to kill, steal, and destroy you, basically. You get what I'm saying? They'll use anything and everything to, self-sabotage that good friendship or relationship. They'll say this or say that. They'll make little jokes trying to be funny, but there's always some truth in their jokes. And this is why I'm saying you have to be vigilant. You have to be discerning. You have to be prayerful, and take it to God, because, a lot of us want to always give the benefit of the doubt to people. But in this season, you cannot be doing that. And it comes to a point where you should know, like, when God is speaking to you about somebody, instantly. When God is telling you this or showing you this in the spirit or showing you that in a vision. You get what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't take long to know who's the children of Satan at this point. Because now God has heightened your discernment. Now God has heightened your gifts. So you should be able to tell the difference between who's God sent and who's not. Right? Our experiences, have taught us a lot. A lot of us chosen ones, like I'm saying, our light shines so bright that it shines in their darkness, and they get paralyzed like vampires, right? So I'm seeing a vampire, right? When it sees light, what does it do? It repels. It doesn't like the light. The light triggers them. They don't like it. These people are vampires. They try to suck the energy. They try to suck your blood. They try to suck your energy. Which will lead to you wanting their validation, wanting, to be cool with them, and, wanting them to see you how God sees you. But the thing is, they have a veil on their eyes as to where the enemy could only show them things, right? The enemy could only speak to them because they're an open vessel like that. And I'm not saying that they're a good open vessel. They're actually demonic open vessels. Like, they'll twist things up. They'll see you doing good, and they'll be like, oh, this girl thinks she's doing better than me, or this boy thinks he's doing better than me. And they'll just have this whole delusional view of what you meant by, you showing them your accomplishments or whatever, right? And let me tell you, I was watching a video of how narcissists think. And the way that they think is very twisted, it's very negative, it's very demonic. And I'm like, wow, how can these people, go through life thinking like, oh, this person thinks they're better than me, or, oh, I'm better than this person. How could you be so prideful with your thoughts, with your actions, with your moves? And how could you be so, ungenuine, How could you be such an actor? And that's the thing. You have to discern these actors, because that's all they are. They act. They see what is deemed to be normal, so they gonna act normal. But a lot of these people are really dealing with a lot of mental issues. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's the truth. Y'all, be careful, especially in the season, because I noticed that a lot of more people are attracted to me when I'm in God. It's crazy. People can't stop staring at me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be cocky or whatever, but I noticed the difference. You gotta be careful for that jealous spirit. And once you catch it, you better do something about it, because this could lead into your demise. And like I'm saying, it doesn't have to be a physical demise, but most of the time, as we could see all over the news, all over the social media, right? When somebody's jealous of someone, they take it into their own hands and they do something about it. Because that jealousy spirit cannot, it's a spirit that needs to do something, right? It needs to destroy because of how they feel inside, because of the shame, the guilt that they feel inside, because they feel as though they're not as good as you, or they feel as though you're a threat, or you intimidate them, right? And it's sick and twisted, because we call these people friends, we call these people family, we call these people our partners. But God is saying, watch out, be careful. Look for the signs. And I'm going to tell y'all some signs right now. When, and I said this before, when they use sarcasm or start making little jokes, little remarks, like, say if you're around men, right? Like females, right? Let me just take it on that stance, because I'm a female. I've been through this. For example, a man, if you're around a man or men with your female friend, she's starting to put you down, trying to, one up you in a sense, you need to run. When you tell this person, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? I'm accomplishing this, I'm accomplishing that, and they just look at you and they don't even say nothing, or they just give you a stink look, or they just are passive aggressive, run. Run, honey, run. Another one would be if they're cool with people who, knows that they did something wrong to you. And you could be forgiven and all of that, right? But it's just cautionary, because you don't know what this person is telling this other person, or, they could even go deeper in planning stuff, right? Planning your demise. You can actually search this up on TikTok, like red flags and all of that. So I can't go the full round of telling y'all red flags of people, but yeah, y'all, just be careful. Like, people are so broken, and it's so sad to see, because it doesn't have to be like that. Many are called, but few are chosen, because people want to stay in their brokenness, because people want to stay undisciplined, because people want to stay stuck. You get what I'm saying? So just be careful, y'all, and be appreciative of what God is doing in your life, whether you feel lonely, or whether you feel alone, whether you feel like, oh, I don't have friends. You better be appreciative of the fact that when you had nothing, God did something about it, because he could see what's going to happen at the end. He could see what's going to happen if he did bless you in front of those people. Sometimes you want to take people to the top, but you got to go to the top alone. Because it's just so many people who want to be broken, and God sees it. He sees a person's heart. Don't get it confused. He sees how they feel about you. Don't get it confused. He sees what they're thinking about you, right? And we might not understand it now, right? But God says it. You might not understand it now, but you're going to understand it later, okay? And that's really all I have to say, y'all. Be careful. And know that God doesn't do anything just because. He's not going to take someone out of your life just because. Okay? He does everything with purpose. God does everything for a reason. And I know you're probably tired of hearing that, but he does, y'all. Okay? So that's all I have for today, y'all. Like I always say, read your Bible, study your word, and spend time with God, because us prophets, we're just here with another word, and whatever the case may be. And like I always say, stay real, be real, because once you are the realest, you cannot go back to the lies. So I'm going to catch y'all until next time. Bye.